doing all this civil rights stuff.
No, we don't.
We did. We had our own schools.
The reason we had our own schools was because we couldn't go anywhere else.
Why don't you go to HBCU right now instead of going to University of Memphis?
I got a full ride here.
Well, why don't you go to HBCU?
Because I decided to go here. I had the choice to go to an HBCU.
So here's the thing. So I'm assuming if you got a scholarship here, you would have a scholarship to HBCU, right?
Yes, I had scholarships.
You choose to go to where the systemic oppression is instead of going to an HBCU.
The systemic oppression is at the HBCU too. What you're not getting is.
So now black people run it and it's still racist.
No, you're not going to talk over me. I'll let you talk. Let me talk.
What privilege do I have that you don't have that is based on skin color, not on wealth or socioeconomic status? Please.
The fact that you are sitting here with like little to no education trying to talk to people about white privilege is white privilege.
Tell me one thing I said that's wrong and don't use an argument from authority.
That's like so
Make a good argument.
I have a degree.
I'm arguing from authority because I'm telling you my life experience.
That's not your life experience.
Name
That's a
one,
really, I'm sorry. Did you live my life?
That means nothing.
Did you live my life?
That means that's a
Name
degree.
one thing
You're not smarter than him because you have a degree. Just so you know that. That's a fallacy. That's a fallacy.
Name one thing that you can't do that I can do.
I don't know. I can't make a whole fucking dollar.
What? You can't? Why?
Hey my love, so you're welcome back to my channel. It's Ken Blessing Reacts and you're welcome to my channel. So I have another intriguing topic, another intriguing title of Charlie Cake, and this time around we have Charlie Cake and Officer Tatum. So the title of this one is Charlie Cake and Officer Tatum destroys race-baiting students with facts and logic. Did you hear that? So Charlie Cake and Officer Tatum's destroys race-baiting students with facts and logic. I can't wait for us to watch this. This is going to be very intriguing. It's going to be very overwhelming. Without further ado, without wasting much of our time, let's get right into this video.
We're not going to do is invoke dolphin days.
Is it true or is it not?
We're going to invest in.
Is it true or is it not?
If you
let's
invest in our community,
okay.
Just listen to me.
When you say investment, what are you going to do as an investment point? What's your first investment?
Put of the black businesses that I know within my community.
Okay.
I'm going to put money towards them.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure that we get the guns off the street. I'm going to make sure that we have everything.
How are you going to do that?
How am I going to do that?
Yeah.
And that is a long plan. But the basic
don't know. Systemic gun control. Who's like gun control?
So
stricter laws.
So here's.
I'm sorry, Jericho.
No, let him go. No, you go. Go ahead.
So here's my thing. We are invoking Black Wall Street and all these other black business owners and everything else, right? And then you're like, well, the reason it messed up was because we decided to integrate. No,
it's not just integrate.
No. They blew up.
Let's see how much you know. And then what happened? No. When did they build it back?
They did never build it back.
Put some money on it.
We could not build it back.
You want to put some money on it?
To the grandeur
Somebody,
that it was.
go ahead fact check him right now.
To the grandeur that it was.
No. It was built back and it was just as successful as it had ever been.
It's not.
A few years later. Put some money on it.
We are arguing between fact and fiction here. The fact
put some money on it.
I can gladly put money on it.
All right, let's do this. Fact check it.
Blew it up.
Fact check it. Look at Uncle Tom the movie, Uncle Tom 2. Look at the movie. It is verifiable proof with evidence, video evidence, text evidence. So the people who live there.
So the descendants of the victims and everybody else, their points and their businesses that are no longer there do not matter.
No, they're victims. They're playing this victimhood just like it's appear that you're playing right now.
Victimhood when your family was blown up.
Okay, let's put it like this. Okay, listen to this. If you claim, which is not true, you claim that they blowed it up and it never repaired.
They firebombed it and it never repaired.
Built it back up. You said it never, which is a lie. But just say that happened.
But it was never.
Let's say that happened. Let's say that happened. How in the world can we build something so great in 1925 and we can't do it today?
One, segregation in general.
Not every state was segregated, mind you.
The economy's getting worse.
Segregation in general within the South. Are you from the South?
South. I'm from the South.
Where are you from?
Texas.
Texas. Okay. Segregation in the South, and you know there's no way in hell that we can establish our businesses within this time period without at least a threat of our businesses being taken out the way.
How?
There's no way that you can do that.
That's simply not true.
Then, you say it's simply not true, but then the countless business owners, especially in
what
Memphis,
about the ones that are still flourishing today.
The lucky?
I don't know.
The lucky few.
A lucky few.
The lucky few. Considering the fact that the majority of our businesses were either run into the ground, taken over, or just run over again by the same white populations that wanted our stuff anyway. The issue is
Do you think the white man is against you in America? Systemically.
Systemically?
Do you think a system is against you?
Systemically, yes, because we're built on a rocky foundation.
Where? On campus?
In every single...
Okay, institutions. At this university?
Yes.
At this university, the white man, like the system is against you?
Okay. So, we have a system in the United States where we were built on a rocky foundation.
Can we start here at the university? This is where we're at.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
I'll let you get there.
Right over there, if you look over there, we have the Memphis State 8, who integrated this university. Until then, my grandmother could not go here. My grandmother
we also had our own universities.
We, yes, had our own universities, but not everybody can go to said universities. We are descendants of, keep this in mind, the people that wanted to come to this university and the people that wanted to go to Russ, to TSU, to Howard were the descendants of sharecroppers, business owners that tried every single way for us to make waves in our communities. And the issue is that when you say, oh, well, we don't need to worry about the race issue here, you're completely forgetting the fact that we were not integrated. We were not integrated here. In the city of Memphis, we were not integrated much into the 70s. And the reason for all this is it's systemically put in place. I understand not wanting race to stop you. Completely do understand that. But we live in a society where our race is going to inflict harm and pain on every single thing that we do, even when we jump over hoops.
Listen, I do understand history, right? I took Africana studies in college, so I do understand the history of black people in America, all the way from Africa, all the way here. So what I'm saying is that there are things that people are using as crutches, right? Booker T. Washington, Tuskegee University, all the successful black men that were born and lived. Madam C.J. Walker. Do you know who Madam C.J. Walker is? Raise your hand if you know Madam C.J. Walker. Sarah Bree Love. She was Oprah Winfrey in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Think about this. How did this woman have white folks working for her and essentially was a billionaire? It's because not only did black people in pockets have levels of success, we begin to go downhill after we started doing all this civil rights stuff.
No, we don't.
We did. We had our own schools.
The reason we had our own schools was because we couldn't go anywhere else.
Why don't you go to HBCU right now instead of going to University of Memphis?
I got a full ride here.
Well, why don't you go to HBCU?
Because I decided to go here. I have the choice to go to an HBCU.
So here's the thing. So I'm assuming if you got a scholarship here, you would have a
scholarship
to HBCU, right?
Yes, I had scholarships.
You choose to go to where the systemic oppression is instead of going to an HBCU.
The systemic oppression is at the HBCU too. What you're not getting is.
So now black people run it and it's still racist.
No, you're not going to talk over me. I'll let you talk. Let me talk. When we have an HBCU that does not get funding because of the fact
that's a lie. That's a lie.
Because of the fact that
look it up. Put some money on it. He secured permanent funding. He secured.
How much did Barack give?
Barack ended permanent funding for HBCUs. Donald Trump reinstituted permanent funding for HBCUs. Did you not see? Everybody out here can fact check this. Everybody out here can fact check this.
Sir,
once you look at the picture of the HBCU presidents, every single HBCU president went to the White House and was with Donald Trump, and he negotiated a deal where he gave them permanent funding, which is something Obama never did. Look it up. Okay.
So here's the thing. Again, you're invoking black businesses, black business owners, and all these other things.
And I'm invoking a black man that's at the university I'm at right now. But that decide to come here instead of HBCU.
Yes, because they gave me the majority of money to go here. My thing is this.
Which one is it? Are they helping you or are they hurting you?
You're going to let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Because you keep on talking over me, I can't finish my point.
It's frustrating a little bit, but go ahead.
I understand it's frustrating. Hearing things like that is frustrating.
It's just, you're just lying to me right now.
You're just talking over me.
Go ahead, finish.
When you have a place where one, systemically, especially in Memphis, and you know everything that's happened here. And you could be upset about systemically and all that other stuff.
I'm not upset about it. It's just not true.
It happened.
What systemic thing is happening to you on this campus?
Systemic things happening to me on this campus.
Yeah.
I was pulled over right over there.
On campus. Is campus police?
Yes.
Okay, you were put over there for what?
They said that there was something wrong with my license plate. There's nothing wrong with it.
They just pulled you over for nothing?
Now, I can't blame him. I get that. But there are other accounts of people, not just campus police, but police in general, that have been identified as a person of interest and has not been. We're getting off topic. Back to what we were saying earlier.
Yes, sir.
That's what we were saying earlier. The issue with everything happening with us now is the fact that these systemic policies are here. They're in our laws.
Campus?
They're in our laws.
Name a law that's systemically racist against black people. What law?
A law that's systemically...
You know it's none. You know it's none. I know that's why it's hard for you to say it, because it is none.
A law that is systemically against black people?
Name one.
You want an old or a recent?
I mean, whatever you want to say. Federal. You can go federal. You can go local. You can go
stop and frisk.
State.
Stop and frisk.
Which was a law that was state level in New York. And you say that was racist.
So literally the police could go over to anybody, black, white, no matter what, because these policies affect white people too, especially poor white people. The issue is that when you have stop and frisk, they could just be like, hey, you.
So it's not racist. It's more classy.
No.
You said it affects white people the same.
Let me finish.
Okay.
The racial element is always there.
There's black cops there too.
But the black cops are also arresting people. They're part of the problem. The issue is that when you have... Let me finish.
Can we get to somewhere with this? Because I think we're going to continue. You cannot tell me how there's a systemic racist thing that's on this campus that prevents you from being successful. You can't name...
Hey, my name is Blair. Just got a question for you here. How do you feel about the black community receiving reparations?
I'm against that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, why so?
Well, first of all, what is the black community? So, for example, do you mean like recent immigrants from Haiti or Nigeria?
I do not. No.
Okay, for sure. So you're meaning like ancestral descendants of slaves.
Correct.
That could be proven with documentation.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay. So to be consistent, do you believe that other groups that have been mistreated in America should also receive reparations?
What are those other groups?
Well, they're not necessarily by America, but let's just take one. Jewish Americans, right?
Okay.
They almost got eliminated in the Holocaust. Should they receive reparations?
Not from us.
Okay, not from us.
Not from the United States, that is.
Okay. So here's my view, and I want to hear yours.
Okay.
Which is that I did not own slaves, and you were not a slave.
Correct.
Right. So we are individuals, and therefore we cannot be held accountable or should receive something from something that didn't happen to us or something we did not do.
True.
That is a basic law of justice, that I can't be held accountable for something that somebody looked like me did, and you should not benefit from something that somebody you were related to. Now, you would probably say systemic racism and how that passed down through generations. Happy to address that. The problem with reparations, though, is basically what you're saying is I'm going to take money from Charlie Kirk for something he didn't do and give it to a group of something, to somebody of something they also didn't do. For what reason? How is that just?
So not so much how is it just, but there are those arguments that says because of what happened in the past, this group of people have been negatively affected from this nation's crimes against humanity to that certain group of people, and that's how we see it, or how some people see it, if you will.
Okay, sure, but I will say that even if there is some truth to that, which I wouldn't even be willing to grant very much, because Black America was doing incredibly well before the not incredible. They were pacing to be even richer than white America. Is that we must look through the question of is it just and moral to take from one group, especially first and second generation immigrants that had nothing to do with this. So think about it. Your tax base would be taxing, like if anyone here is Irish or Polish and your family came 100 years ago, we would be taxing people that had nothing to do with it. And I'll go a step further. My family fought on the Union side of the Civil War. Right? So you're going to be taxing Charlie Kirk, whose descendants fought to free the slaves, to go give money to people that were descended, from slaves. So what is a way that we could try to help all communities? Here's maybe we can find some common ground, right? Instead of reparations.
Sure.
Is that we need to break the cartel of public sector teacher unions, allow school choice to occur and make it easier for people of all backgrounds, but specifically Hispanic and Black individuals and young kids to have a quality education, because a good education in K through 12 is one of the most assured ways that they'll be able to succeed later in life. Secondly, we need to put fathers back in the home.
Yeah, I agree with that.
70% of Black kids are raised without a stable father in this in the country. So if we can find common ground on that, I think that would go a lot further than just giving cash for people that happen to be related to something evil that happened a little while ago.
Can't name a policy that Democrats have done to benefit Black people right now. I could tell you some that they benefit illegals,
but policies are
LGBTQ. I could go down the list.
Policies is nothing but energy, and if we know about basic physics, energy is just a force, but forces have to be acted upon for them to move.
So let's go with the Republican Party. What did Donald Trump do when he was in office? He secured funding for HBCUs, which I think was a positive.
Yeah.
He had these zones. I can't think of the name of it right now. Skip my mind. Opportunity zones that he initiated. The First Step Act, which I was a part. Me and Candace Owens and others were lobbying Congress, even lobbying against Republicans to get this passed. My uncle got out of prison. He got 40 years fed time for selling dope, and he got out early because of the First Step Act. So these are things that affect the Black community, and economic success as a country helps everybody.
But at what cost of other countries, though? You got to think about we stealing.
No,
but we stealing though. We got to think about that, and then we stealing from our own ancestors and our own countries.
Well, we have a whole argument about the ancestor thing, because I think that Black people should be more upset with Africans than they should be white people. Because how did we get here?
Well, I'm not African.
I'm not saying you.
I'm Caribbean. You see my flag?
Well, they should be mad.
I'm Trinidadian.
You should be mad at the Africans.
I ain't mad at nobody.
Well, okay.
I don't hold grudges. That's the problem that we got, because we got narratives that are being pushed for us to be mad, and then we don't know where to take our anger out, because first of all, we have emotional intelligence. We're not emotionally intelligent. Yeah. So there's nowhere for us to go for us to even be able to express ourselves, or to even know how to express ourselves. So we take it out on each other, and that's the problem. That's where we at right now.
But see, you have the problem, and you also have the solution. It's to reverse the things that you're saying. So how about when you're on campus, how do you treat your brothers and sisters? How do you treat white people? That's going to be what
folks
makes
know
it different.
I'm a beacon of light, and I stand with God, one and only. Everybody know that.
Then you continue to do that, and you'll be a light to other people. Everybody here on campus, the way that you make a change is you being to change yourself. It's the same thing with God. I won't come here with a Bible in my hand and hit y'all over the head with it. You got to live a lifestyle. When you live a lifestyle that people believe is good and moral, people begin to wonder, what are you doing? What are you a part of? And the same thing happens in anything else in your life. The faith, oh, she's still back. I thought I prayed her away. You still, as individuals, should look in the mirror and say, I am an individual living in America. I have all the rights that everybody else has. What am I going to do with it? And when adversity hit, how do you respond? If a white man came to me and called me the N-word right now on this campus, what does that affect my bank account? None. How does that affect me being a father of my children? Nothing. He an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like a brother come to me and call me the N-word. Man. Well, that's how we should be preaching to our young men.
The testament.
Ain't nobody should be able to make you upset by saying the N-word to you. It's a word. Nobody can stop you from accomplishing your dreams and aspirations because you live in America. So, do you believe that?
Yeah, but at the same.
Do you believe that?
But at the same time, though.
Do you believe that?
If I'm moving with light,
listen, nothing I said.
If I'm moving with light, and then one person wants to have hatred, there's no you can't. You can't. I mean, if you even look at basic math, a negative and a positive equals a negative. How does that even work out?
You know how that work out is that you don't fool with negative people. You don't fool with people that are in darkness. You don't fool with them, no matter what color they are. Sometimes we fooling with people because they are same color and they come from the same hood, and we shouldn't be fooling with them.
But when you have
they're not going where we going.
But when you have a seed that's planted on this earth, that seed does not leave unless you kill that seed. You see what I'm saying?
Getting too deep right now, man. We gotta.
We talking deep.
I know, but this is a longer conversation. You talking about energy. You talking about spirits.
That's what I'm on.
I know, but I wish you'd have came earlier so we can have a conversation.
I had class.
And we got how much time we got? 2 minutes. So does somebody have another specific question?
It's cool. Join me on your podcast.
Okay, for sure. Appreciate you, brother.
My name is Ryan Gore.
Ryan what?
Gore.
Do you have a social media?
No, I don't do so.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'll start off with my credentials since apparently they matter.
Oh, they definitely don't matter.
I'm an 8-year military veteran. I'm a college student. I'm a black woman, and I believe that white privilege fucking exists. So we're gonna start with that.
Thank you for your service.
And the reason why white privilege exists is because you guys refuse to acknowledge the history that put people in this position. You want to tell me that white privilege doesn't exist when white people had a fucking upper hand for 250 years to develop generational wealth, and that black people didn't get the right to fucking vote until the 60s, and you're going to tell me that white privilege doesn't exist?
So,
that sounds like it exists because you guys got the upper hand.
What's funny about that is blacks we're doing better during that time.
Why do we always call people
blacks? No, because you
did.
Can we just be black people? Can we just be like African Americans or something? Why are we just
the black
blacks?
community? How would you like it said? What makes you feel better on the inside?
Really, anything else other than what you're saying?
I'll say how you want
anything
it.
else
I'll package it how you need it. Tell me what makes you feel
literally good. Anything else other than what you're saying.
Okay,
but please
anything
finish
else.
Your point.
Why is it that anything else, right? In the Jim Crow era, blacks were doing better. Economically, we're outpacing whites under the Jim Crow era than we were doing.
Let's see. It probably has to do with the fact that we had our own communities before the fucking KKK came and burned them down.
The KKK were Democrats, but give me a second. So after $22 trillion of government handouts and a black president
after how many years of slavery and 44 white presidents,
in the
44 white male presidents, 97% white male Congress.
So you're actually the reason why people like us can't do well, because they sold you our oppression and you bought it. Blacks were doing better under the Jim Crow era.
If you acknowledge the oppression of other people, we can heal from it.
No, we
can't.
But if
you want to ignore it, we won't have anything happen.
That's not how this works. Dialogue and acknowledging things doesn't make us suddenly rich.
So there's a question I do want to ask, which I can't seem to get an answer. What can she not do in America that a white person can do?
Thank you.
You served in the military. You've made good choices. You're getting rewarded for them. You're going to live in the American middle class. What privilege do I have that you don't have that is based on skin color, not on wealth or socioeconomic status? Please.
The fact that you are sitting here with like little to no education trying to talk to people about white privilege is white privilege.
What? Tell me one thing I said that's wrong, and don't use an argument from authority.
That's like so.
Make a good argument.
I have a degree.
I'm arguing from authority because I'm telling you my life experience.
That's not your life experience. That's a degree.
Really? I'm sorry. Did you live my life?
That means nothing.
Did you live my life?
That means that's a degree. You're not smarter than him because you have a degree. Just so you know that. That's a fallacy. That's a fallacy.
Name one thing that you can't do that I can do.
I don't know. I can't make a whole fucking dollar.
What? You can't? Why?
Oh my God.
Here we go again.
You're trying to tell me in the military women aren't paid the same as men for equal work?
In the military, up until 2 years ago, women weren't even allowed to do most of the jobs that
Answer
men
the question. You just said you couldn't make a dollar. You said you could not make a dollar. You served in the military.
Not to mention that people in the military actually get paid a bullshit wage, but we're not going to talk about that.
Now we're moving.
Yeah, let's talk about.
Let's talk about
for a second that you want to say that everyone in the military
what can I not
paid a
do?
shitty wage.
Feminists
So that makes it right.
Feminists lie, and they also sell. There's so many different ways they sell your oppression, and she has purchased all of them today.
I'm telling you.
Right now we are on
Full subscription.
right? So she's saying that I can't make a full dollar. Yes, you can. If women stop going in,
I bet he got paid more to be here than you did.
Okay, if women stop going into career fields like fashion and Vogue and journalism,
psychology,
and we start going into fields like engineering
business,
and hard academics,
finance,
we will make the exact same money that men make.
Now, my problem is that these people like to play the victim card. They are always playing the victim card, the victim game, and it doesn't really make sense, honestly. They are always pissed up. They always act on the victim game. Like, I don't know what's going on. The lady in question, like the young lady, she's so young, and it irritates me when I see someone that is young, that has such a kind of mentality, trying to play the victim game. You're so young and you're trying to play the victim game with such an archaic mentality. Now, the first guy who said that he is a victim of systematic racism and the rest of it, that's just a lie from the pit of hell. And he went further to say, oh, his grandmother is a product of racism. His grandmother didn't go to college, this, that, making excuses. I've said this countless times on my channel, that's on my previous channel, that if you continue to live based on excuses, you continue to live your life based on excuses, you will never go far in life. You will never skyrocket. You will continue to remain below. You're not gonna go beyond your present state. That is the real thing. That's the reality of it. If you keep dwelling on your past, keep dwelling on excuses, and you keep playing the victim card, there's no how you're going to triumph. There's a lot of things, and I don't know, the mindset of people need to be transformed, a lot of things. And thank God we have people like Charlie, because people are not ready to move on. People are not ready to get hold of themselves. This one is talking about white supremacy, white privilege. The black keeps saying the whites are suppressing them, are oppressing them. The whites keep saying the black this, the black that. Where is oneness? Where is love? What is wrong? And my annoying thing is that the black people keep leveraging on the past. Most of them weren't even born, they weren't even in the world when their forefathers were being enslaved 300 years ago or so, when they were being given to a slave, they were being enslaved by the white. Most of them weren't even born, they just came into the world, they read history, and they came across a place whereby, oh, their forefathers were being enslaved this and that by the whites, and since then they keep going about with that stereotype that there is something about white supremacy and white privilege, which there is nothing like that. A lot of mentality needs to be put in check, and that is why we have people like Charlie, because Charlie would someone that is just going in there to remove, because most of all these things are illusion. And funny enough, the black people are trying to say that they need reparation from what? Where would the reparation come from? Is it from the money that is being generated as tax for the government and for its citizen? I don't know. We keep playing the victim card, and I just feel this is an illusion. We need to get hold of ourselves. There is nothing like white supremacy. There is nothing like black supremacy. The guy who said he is a product or a victim of systematic racism and the rest of it, that's a lie. There is nothing like that. I don't know. I don't know the mindset of I don't know. Their mindsets are so archaic, and I just feel like this is an illusion. They are just living life based on excuses, and there's no how you're gonna do well. If you want to go far in life, scrap out excuses and go for what you want. That is how you're going to excel in life. I don't have much to say, but I want to give a very big kudos to Charlie. Trust me, I do not own any right to this content. I'm only reacting to it by adding my own feedback and commentaries. Charlie is doing so well. You know, he didn't go to college, but you know, whenever he speaks, spills fat. I don't know, like that is why I love reacting to his content. And trust me, I'm just here to give my own feedback and commentaries. I do not own any right. So if you like what we do here, kindly hit the subscribe button, subscribe to our channel, give us a huge thumbs up, and please turn on the notification bell so that you'll be the first to get notified whenever I post new videos. Okay, so don't go too far. Trust me, I'll be right back, and I'll see you in my next video.